What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Smiths. And we're back for Tunes non-album from the era of The Queen is Dead. Once again, thank you to Daisylusion. And the next track is Unloveable. So it feels like a very Morrissey title, I have to say that straight away, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's using the description autobiographically, at least in the character of the song. Meaning, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a self-deprecating label that he's saying he is unlovable. Now, of course, it could be toward another person or in description of another person, or perhaps about humanity or at least some subset of more broadly. But yes, again, it just feels like the melancholic and mopey, which I don't use in a dismissive way. I do enjoy their lyrics and Morrissey's lyrics, as I've gone through the solo material as well. But yes, they're often sad, negative, critical, or otherwise not the rosy and idealized understandings of love and interpersonal engagement that you find sometimes. Not fair to say, a lot of groups I go through do speak to emotional pain and suffering and mixed feelings in their songs, but I feel like Morrissey is perhaps especially keen to explore the darker and more unpleasant and sad sides of the human psyche. So in any case, I'll see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is the Smiths. It's a B-side tune called Unloveable, and it's from the era of their The Queen is Dead album.
But I
for multiple reasons. Long fade out as well, that's always a positive approach to a fade out ending, as opposed to rapidly falling off a cliff in terms of the volume suddenly dropping out. But yes, okay, so number one, it is autobiographical, but it's also coming from another direction, meaning the person he's talking to seems to be saying that, you're pretty unlovable, and he's saying, you don't need to tell me that. Message received, loud and clear, I'm aware of it, and indeed I wear black because that matches the feeling I have inside. And I love when he says, like, feeling inside. You hear two versions of his voice. It's sort of like the external that he is indeed showing to the world, but the pained interior is sort of coming out and being heard. And that seems to fit in with what he's saying by the end, which is that, like, maybe you would find more value in me. Maybe you could find me lovable if you could just see me, the real me. If you could read me, I think he said. So it sounds like, his ideas and his words, he feels like maybe do have a bit more value, even if overall he's giving the same critical assessment of himself that the other person is providing, but he's suggesting that maybe there is something in there, but he just can't quite show it to the world and to this other person specifically. So it's a pained song. It's a song where he is indeed being self-deprecating and also seemingly getting criticized by someone else, but within all of that, there's still a sense of self-worth, but one that he just has a problem showing and manifesting, and, sort of people seeing past the black clothes and the melancholy outward appearance is not something that he's expecting, but he still thinks it might be worth their while. And indeed, the idea of, like, there's not much in my life, but take it, it's yours. He's still going for this connection, still hoping that the person can find a way to love him, even if compared to them, he seems like a pretty empty person that doesn't have a lot going on and doesn't have a lot to offer. So it's like an emotionally nuanced song from what I took away from it. I do like the way his vocals are, like, rhythmically detached from the cycling rhythm of the sonics more broadly, and it feels like he's sort of like speeding through some words and then slowing down and having a sort of graceful turn with, his sort of melodic flow that he has with his very unique voice. But yeah, it felt like the lyrics and the vocals were within the overall rhythmic structure, but going through the bars at, like, a different pace and different rhythm than the guitar, the bass, and the drums. So I enjoyed the, like, parallel but not perfectly synced vocals with the rest of the sonics. I did enjoy the way a lot of the guitar work sounds typical Smiths, but at the end of those measures it would get a bit harder, a bit more forceful, which feels a little less common in their larger catalog. So yeah, I enjoyed the sonics, I enjoyed the vocals, I enjoyed the lyrics, which in a way feel very Morrissey, but perhaps with just a bit more of self-worth than he often seems to articulate. So a really interesting one. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.